To be like Jesus, written by Ellen G. White.
Faithful stewards, work for the Lord. Faithful stewards, work for the Lord. They work in the day and they work in the night. The enemy fears them, for they are the light. Work for the Lord in the good and in the hard. Faithful stewards, work for the Lord. Faithful stewards, work for the Lord. Be a good steward.
Practicing the End Time Lifestyle. July 15. Be faithful in small common tasks.
Be diligent to present yourself approved to God, a worker who does not need to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15.
By faithfulness in little things, Elisha was preparing for weightier trust. Day by day, through practical experience, he gained a fitness for a broader, higher work. He learned to serve, and in learning this, he learned also to instruct and lead. The lesson is for all. None can know what may be God's purpose in his discipline, but all may be certain that faithfulness in little things is the evidence of fitness for greater responsibilities.
Those who feel that it is of no consequence how they perform the smaller task prove themselves unfit for a more honored position. They may think themselves fully competent to make up the larger duties, but God looks deeper than the surface. After test and trial, there is a written against them the sentence, "Thou art weighed in the balances and art found wanting." Their unfaithfulness reacts upon themselves. They fail of gaining the grace, the power, the force of character, which is received through unreserved surrender.
Because they are not connected with some directly religious work, many feel that their lives are useless, that they are doing nothing for the advancement of God's kingdom. If they could do some great things, how gladly they would undertake it. But because they can serve only in little things, they think themselves justified in doing nothing. In this they err.
Many long for special talent with which to do wonderful work, while the duties lying close at hand, the performance of which would make the life fragrant, are lost sight of. Let such ones take up the duties lying directly in their pathway. Success depends not so much on talent as on energy and willingness. It is not the possession of splendid talent that enables us to render acceptable service, but the conscientious performance of daily duties, the contented spirit, the unaffected, sincere interest in the welfare of others. In the humblest lot, true excellence may be found. The commonest tasks, wrought with loving faithfulness, are beautiful in the sight of God. Faithful stewards, work for the Lord. Faithful stewards, work for the Lord. They work in the day and they work in the night. The enemy fears them, for they are the light. Work for the Lord in the good and in the hard. Faithful stewards, work for the Lord. Faithful stewards, work for the Lord. Be a good steward. Join us tomorrow for another devotional reading by God's grace. God's way is perfect. All the Lord's promises prove true.